Hey guys, welcome back. We have a really fire-powered week, a very action-oriented week going on, but there should be a definite vibe shift. Last week, we may have really been in it emotionally. This week, we're likely to start feeling a lot better about things. The return of hope, optimism, faith, trust, belief in ourselves, confidence, motivation, risks we've taken recently paying off, things that we've been putting our energy into, our time, deals, negotiations, things along those lines, likely to have some successful outcomes or some like lucky breaks or something coming through the energy today and this week as well. We have our once yearly Sun Jupiter conjunction coming into exact alignment tomorrow. So we are only one day out from that. That is one of the best aspects in all of astrology, and it is likely to just bring some more positive energy and attitudes and outcomes going on. We also have the moon in Sagittarius today, ruled by Jupiter, forming a trine to the sun and Jupiter in conjunction in Aries. Very firepower energy going on, very like fired up, action oriented nature of the day today, of the day tomorrow as well, and opening our week. We also, though, one word of caution, the sun is in alignment with the Eris point today. This is a point in the sky sort of ruling like discord and chaos and strife. So people may be a bit hostile today, sort of maybe looking for a fight, and the field is sort of primed for some arguments or some combativeness going on as well. So we're gonna wanna heed a bit of caution today and not put ourselves in the line of fire in any way. But other than that, very beautiful energy. Let's get into this report. Let's look at this energy in a little bit more detail and see how things may be coming together for us on the ground today as we head through this week of enhanced positive vibes. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Monday, April 10th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages energetically on a day-by-day basis. If you guys stick with me till the end of this report, I'm also going to be doing a collective tarot reading. We've got some tarot cards today to also describe what's going on in terms of our collective energy. Whenever I'm doing these reports, I like to look at the energy fields from more than one modality just to help us get a more well-rounded overview of how things are playing out. So we're going to do that too. We're going to do that at the end. We are starting with the astrology though, and like I said, we've got a very fiery week going on. People may really be in their passions, feeling like re-inspired and reinvigorated and revitalized and like ready to sort of like seize the day, charge ahead, take the bull by the horns, kind of feeling on top of the world, and like we can conquer or accomplish anything with Jupiter and the sun coming together in the sign of Aries. We're going to talk much more about this specific transit tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the moment of its exactness. This transit only happens once a year, whenever the sun happens to come to the point in the sky where Jupiter happens to be transiting. This year it's happening in the sign of Aries, the sign of the self, right? The sign of the pioneer, the risk taker, the initiator. So we're talking about Jupiter expansion, truth, freedom, expanding into a greater level of personal truth, I think, is sort of the journey of this new Sun-Jupiter cycle that we're going to be experiencing throughout the course of the next year. And again, we will address this more tomorrow. Also, I do want to say, and I'm not going to specifically mention it in today's report because, I've got to maintain a little bit of suspense for the Sun-Jupiter report tomorrow. But I will say, in terms of the Sabian symbol placement, this is indicating a very positive and beneficial and fulfilling cycle associated with the Jupiter-Sun energy and the new cycle that they are beginning starting tomorrow. So again, we will get much more into that, but definitely a huge vibration and element of our chart and of our energy today, again, being exacerbated. It's beautiful. I love the way this is coming together. We've had last week may have been a rough one, you guys. We had a lot of intense Chiron energy. This whole month of April actually is characterized by some very intense Chiron energy. As we move towards the end of the month, we're going to be having a Mars Chiron square. So, these wounds that we are working to heal and release and transcend and overcome, we had the full moon in conjunction to Chiron as well. Like, they really may be coloring a lot of our experience at this point in time. And of course, having to come face to face with or like navigate old wounds and old issues, a lot of times that's not like the most fun, comfortable, like enjoyable experience. But, the way that this Jupiter energy is coming in this year at this specific period of time, in the midst of all of this more difficult emotional energy, and the fact that it's being exacerbated and complemented, facilitated by the moon's simultaneous Jupiter Sagittarius expression, forming the beautiful trine to the sun and Jupiter while they're in the sign of Aries, just in this like this fire energy as well. Tomorrow, when we have the exact Sun Jupiter alignment, the moon will be aligning with the galactic center, also ruling like the source code point energy, all of this galactic wisdom and like truth in its purest form and wisdom in its purest form. And then we've got the Jupiter Sun coming together. Like, this is a beautiful recipe for some very uplifting and faith restoring frequencies and experiences, trying to help us make it through whatever inner battles or battles we're fighting, or whatever difficulties we're up against right now, or whatever difficult like emotional transitions we're going through as a result of sort of stepping out of an old phase of life or an old era of our own reality, and kind of like realizing we need to redefine ourselves and recreate ourselves going forward in order to experience like something that is more fulfilling for us. This Jupiter, moon, sun, both luminaries, positive, expansive, personal truth, freedom, like optimism, hope, faith in the sign of Aries, like courage, motivation, confidence, faith, and belief in ourselves. It's kind of like the perfect recipe of elements coming together right now to help us persevere, make it through, and remind us, that better days are coming, and, there's a reason behind it. Like, there is a reason to be hopeful. There is a reason to be looking forward. Things are not going to be like this forever, and we do have these positive, beneficial, supportive energies assisting us in this process and trying to show us, where our blessings are in the midst of maybe, again, like some more difficult just times, days that we are navigating at this specific period of time. But overall, like today, especially tomorrow, like most significantly, and then waning through the rest of the week, this very like fiery, action oriented energy, restoring, like I said, an inner feeling that like we can do it, we can make it, we can trust ourselves, we're going to be okay in the end. This action-oriented drive, this is happening in the sign of Aries, an expanded desire to like make things happen. Now, again, like the one sort of tricky part of this energy is the sun today on Monday being in the exact conjunction to the Eris point. That is the point in the sky where the planet Eris was discovered. Eris rules discord and chaos and stuff like that. A lot of times when the Eris point is being activated, people are more primed for like just like conflict and fight, looking to sort of rock the boat and stir the pot a little bit, not really concerned with the consequences of their actions, just really looking to, assert some real honest truth without, like I said, like consideration of the waves that it's making and what it might ultimately lead to. Like butterfly effects are sort of disregarded in this energy. Like it is what it is, and that's what it is, and oh well about whatever happens. So, people with the sun there, Jupiter only 1 degree out, and of course the fire energy coming through from the moon as well, making the trine to the sun there. Like there could be people that are just kind of like have had it and are no longer holding back in their expression. Of course, the boxer entering the ring, Sabian symbol associated with the Eris point, just primed and ready for a more confrontational, combative, hostile, ready to fight, to defend. Jupiter, my beliefs, okay, my freedom, my ability to like move, and just my understanding of things, ideas, opinions, stuff like that. So with all of this Jupiter energy, there can be a tendency towards being like overly dogmatic or overly excessive or overly like self-aggrandized and stuff like that. So we do want to watch that tendency perhaps in this energy, like sort of like the know-it-all energy, like thinking that, we're sort of like above it, or just being just more grandiose, okay, in like our feelings with the moon there, and, our perception of self as well with the sun in the sign of Jupiter. But, too much of a good thing is always a bad thing, right? But that doesn't mean that like we can't totally ride high on these positive feelings about ourselves, which honestly I do feel like I said are probably like quite necessary and very beneficial in actually healing for us at this period of time, considering what we've been through with all this Chiron energy, the full moon, the Jupiter Eris point energy over this past couple of days. So, you know, by all means, this is the energy, you know, we need an ego boost. Like we are, you know, rightfully so, to trust ourselves and to have this confidence in ourselves and to believe in ourselves and, you know, this new direction that we're going in, and have the faith to take a risk because we know it will pay off in this energy. That's another thing that I want to say. Like, this is energy where, you know, the risks that we take, the new things that we're starting, what we're initiating with all the Taurus energy as well, like the projects that we're working on, the deals that we're making, financial deals, partnerships, stuff like that, are likely to have a blessed, fortunate, successful, beneficial outcome. This is a very good couple of days, week, to be, you know, making negotiations or making deals or working on projects. Another interesting thing about the energy today, we actually have Venus coming to 29 degrees of the sign of Taurus, Venus at the very last critical degree of her sign. This could also be representing some things that we've been working on over the past like couple of weeks, couple of months, or some negotiations or partnerships or relationships or financial agreements or arrangements or things to do with like resources or growth, just, you know, what we've been actively working on over this past couple months, things that we've been beautifying, or, you know, makeovers that have been underway and stuff like that as well, coming to some type of successful culmination point, completion point, ending in a positive, beneficial, blessed, fortunate, or like I said, like successful way. Also, you know, Venus at her last degree of her sign and the Jupiter Sun conjunction simultaneously going on. So, you know, it's a good day with all of this Taurus energy, Venus, you know, in the sign of Taurus, Mercury also mind in the sign of Taurus with the Jupiter Sun conjunction, to ask for what you want. The courage, the strength, the passion, the motivation, the positive level of personal assertion, and the determination existing in abundance this week that are likely to help us accomplish our means, accomplish our purposes, get what we want, make the deal, have the, you know, have things go our way, have things work in our favor. This is a window period of time where those things are likely to be supported energetically. Also, like I said, don't be surprised, you know, if you feel it within yourself or if you experience it within like what is going on around you, the urge to fight for truth, freedom, independence, authenticity, and like fighting, like I said, again, over belief, over truth, over knowledge and understanding, and right and wrong. Also, like this morality complex as well, with Jupiter in the Sun coming together. No more facades, no more holding back. This Eris point energy is likely to just have people reacting to things, and like I said, like trying to stir things up, like trying to mix the pot, like not cool with the status quo anymore, like really wanting to see, you know, people's true colors, and maybe doing things in order to provoke responses to get that or achieve that means or outcome, okay? Well, we're also talking about, like I've said, you know, these fortunate, successful outcomes to actions we are taking now, or even things in the past that are coming to a completion point at this point in time. Lucky events, lucky occurrences, take advantage of it. Fiercely defensive of home and family also. That's another dynamic of this. We are talking about this energy happening in the sign of Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars right now is in the sign of Cancer. This is also, Mars is still not, you know, it's not a tight situation, but we do still have this lingering grand trine in water going on. Mars is moving out of this, but for now, Mars is still kind of related in this trine. And I do also see this as like a successful split, okay, from our past selves, or the way that we've been using our action in the past, or like the inner conflicts of the past being healed and resolved in this energy as it's coming through as well, with this alignment happening in the sign of Aries, while Mars is in the sign of Cancer, ruling, you know, our emotions and our inner world and our roots and, you know, the home, what happens behind closed doors, things to do with childhood and the mother. A lot of like inner child, with all this Chiron energy going on recently as well, inner child healing going on. being supported in some big ways by the Sun-Jupiter conjunction. Remember, this is not far from Chiron himself. Chiron, this is going to be happening at 22 degrees of Aries tomorrow, and Chiron's at 17 Aries. So, after all the Chiron experience and energy that was kicked up last week and is happening throughout the rest of this month, like, this really is this opportunity for us to transcend it through embracing the positive vibes that are coming through to us now. So good luck, you guys, and go after what you want. Perfect time for that type of thing. Also, serious truth bombs, the Eris point, conflicts and wars over truth and belief. I already mentioned that. But overall, I do feel like today is just generally going to be a great day. We got both luminaries doing the exact Jupiter thing. Jupiter is the great benefic. So, gifts, blessings, feeling good about stuff, like positive things going on, what we're doing, paying off successfully, feeling better about ourselves and our ability to move forward, and the opportunities that are coming to us now, feeling like we can do it, feeling like we can make it, feeling like we can get ahead, and not only get ahead, but do so in a way that is actually successful for us. So, really nice. Venus, 29 degrees, 30 degrees, well, 30 in terms of the Sabian symbol, 29 in terms of the exact degree placement of the sign of Taurus, last degree of her sign, themes of finishing things up, but in a very positive, successful way, with Jupiter and the Sun simultaneously together. Great week for deals, negotiations, and transactions of all kinds. Like I said, Venus and Gemini, we're going to be talking more about this tomorrow as well. Venus and Gemini is always a bit of an interesting vibe. Not great for relationship dynamics. Not bad for relationship dynamics. It's not like it's like fights and stuff, but this is just a very like non-committal type of energy. Venus and Gemini loves options, loves choices, loves flexibility, loves to sort of just keep the options open. So people may be much less committal over this next couple weeks now that we have Venus moving to the sign of Gemini tomorrow, which again, we will talk more about as Venus moves into Gemini. But, it is very good, again, for business, for transactions, very good for communication and, making the deal, looking at all the aspects, seeing the details, going over things, really talking things through, negotiating. A love of negotiating when we have Venus in the sign of Gemini. So not super committed, not super stable, but loves options, loves alternatives, and it's going to kind of, again, like switch things up for us a little bit. So we'll be talking more about that. But, today with all the Jupiter influence, Venus at the 29 degrees, blessed endings, successful outcomes, beautiful works and creations, supporting value, worth, partnership, and financial situations. We do still need, and I've kind of mentioned this throughout, I've been kind of sprinkling it in here and there, but the only problem with the excessive Jupiter energy is excessiveness, okay? Jupiter has no restraints. Jupiter has no boundaries, limitations, holdbacks. And when we have this massive flood of Jupiter energy, perhaps after some of these lower vibe times as well, we could just really be sort of like overflowing or taking things over the top or going overboard or like overextending or overexerting or just not like doing things to excess in a way that actually becomes like somehow detrimental to like us. So we want to be a bit mindful of that. We need to maintain a level of self-control and self-discipline, as this energy could have us feeling very inflated or very confident, like I said, on top of the world. And it's all fire energy as well. So it's like very passion driven. It's very like motivated. And then we're having all this faith and this trust and belief in ourselves. And we're like, oh, like I can do it. Like there's nothing that can hold me back now. Like I've made it through this. Like I'm totally ready to go. And we are ready to go. And it is a good time to do that. And it is a good time to move ahead. But it's like we don't want to sprint so fast out of the gate that we sort of like, I don't know, like pass out or like run out of steam or just like so over commit ourselves or overextend ourselves that we, when this energy passes, find that maybe we don't have like that exact level of stamina or gusto or whatever to like maintain all of the things that maybe we promised in this energy when we're feeling so just expansive and capable and confident. Maybe we can, you know, maybe what we get ourselves involved in this energy really is what we are expanding into being able to personally perform, you know, in the sign of Aries right now. But that's just something to kind of keep in mind. We don't really want to bite off more we can chew or take on more than we can handle with this like big feeling, lots of motivation, lots of enthusiasm to do something or make something happen energy. Remember, today, especially on Monday, the sun also is at the Eris point, and that is about making things happen, switching things up, creating maybe a little bit of chaos to spice things up a little bit with all this fire. So we just want to be a bit mindful of that, not to spin out of control or be too like over the top about things. Luck, though, I'm saying it again, it brings luck, blessings, success, but not when, you know, all things in moderation, right? Too much of a good thing can become not so much of a good thing. Really, though, this is like I've mentioned several times, this is a reinvigoration of the life force energy and this new cycle of expanding into our own personal truth that we are right on the brink of now. We are actually in the very last day of last year's Jupiter and Sun cycle. So endings and beginnings again, you guys. Well, we have Venus at 29 degrees today as well. So tomorrow is bringing in some fresh new energy, new Venus cycle through Gemini, new Sun Jupiter cycle period of restored life force energy, expanded vitality in alignment with personal expansion, truth, and these successful outcomes to projects, makeovers, and things to do with like resources, home, work, financial deals, and partnerships. People, also the Eris point, fighting for freedom, truth, authenticity. All that's probably going to be something that colors the entire Jupiter Sun cycle that we have this year. All year, people are going to be rediscovering their like divine masculine energy within them. I guess we could say like the spiritual warrior within, their ability to like stand up for themselves and to be more assertive and to have more confidence. Like this is what is going to be growing throughout the course of the entire year in terms of our own self-perception, with this happening in the sign of Aries and it being the sun, which is our life force energy too, which makes sense because, you know, as I keep saying, you know, Pluto, 0 degrees of Aquarius, about to start this 20-year Pluto Aquarius transit. This is restoring the power. Pluto rules power in all of its forms, a deep internalized sense of power to the individual and therefore, you know, the collective of humanity. So this is another way that that energy is activating and coming online. Things are happening very simultaneously, like all sort of leading towards the same conclusion, I guess we could say. So the last thing that I wanted to say, we do have Mercury today at 10 degrees of Taurus. That Sabian symbol is a Red Cross nurse. So we could also be like on the heels coming out of this very strong Chiron influence that we had last week and this full moon cycle that we are in right now that was in a conjunction to Chiron. There could also be an emphasis on talking about Mercury at that degree, healing and like relief efforts or recovery efforts that are underway in some capacity or another. Mercury, the messenger planet, news, information, what we're talking about, what we're thinking about, a Red Cross nurse after having gone through all of this very strong Chiron energy, the wounded healer teacher triggering our wounds. So definitely there is a healing effort underway, you guys. This Jupiter Sun energy with the moon in trine really trying to heal our energy bodies, okay, happening in the sign of Aries, this fire energy, restore the passion, restore the faith, restore the hope, restore the optimism, restore the confidence, the courage, the motivation, help us to, you know, figure out who we really are and like fight for our right to expand into that truth moving forward throughout the rest of this year. So that is what I have to say today, you guys. In terms of the astrology, let's talk about the tarot now for a quick minute. It was an interesting way that these tarot cards came out today. It's talking about a need right now to persevere and to work towards actually like freeing our mind, okay? it's talking about coming to the end of a period where we may have been struggling against deceit, or struggling against a false viewpoint, or struggling against a false mental perspective or perception or subconscious programming, anywhere that we've been lying to ourselves and our ideas or our mind essentially has been keeping us trapped. It's time to sort of flip the script on that and to really push forward in alignment with the authentic truths that we are discovering now. This is a time where we no longer can be lying to ourselves in any capacity, because that is ultimately going to work against our ability to come to a state of like true inner fulfillment internally that is then reflected back to us externally. So that is the summary of these cards that I'm about to describe to you. The first card that we had coming out today is the Eight of Swords, followed by the Page of Swords in reverse, followed by the Seven of Wands, okay? And then on the back of the deck, we had the Nine of Wands in reverse, we had the Seven of Swords in reverse, and then we had the Two of Cups under that. So, basically what this boils down to me is kind of everything that I just summarized for you guys, but we're talking about the Eight of Swords. This is where our own thoughts are keeping us imprisoned, or keeping us from seeing the truth, or holding us back from something, keeping us in a state of, self-sabotage or inaction, or just keeping us stuck in any type of way. The card that we had coming out after that was the Page of Swords. So this is this distorted viewpoint. This is this inversion of truth. This is this unclear understanding, or lack of true information, or lack of facts or knowledge or something. The card we had coming out after that is the Seven of Wands. This is about pushing back against something, about resisting something, about like fighting back against something. So to me, this is what we're fighting back against: any deception or any lies or any lack of clarity or lack of truth that has kept us in this mental prison that has held back our growth or our potential, or kept us from being able to act properly, or to make decisions and choices that are in our best interest, or just to experience the fulfilling experience that is in alignment with like our soul's like authentic truth. Okay, the next cards that we had coming out on the back, we had the Nine of Wands in reverse, followed by the Seven of Swords. And then under that, we had the Two of Cups. So again, like the cards on the back of the deck to me are also describing like the burden that we've been carrying, or that we've been fighting against, or like what we've been fighting to maintain, or like the cycles that we've been perpetuating, or like the never-ending battles that we found ourselves up against as a result of this faulty perception, or where our power has been being stolen through a lack of clarity, or a lack of truth, or manipulation, or lies, or anything like that. The Two of Cups has been blocking our ability to come into alignment with like an authentic, what truly fills us up internally, okay? Like what really fills our cup, and what's an authentic match for who we really are on that soul-based level in terms of relationships, experiences, opportunities, just circumstances and situations playing out in our lives. So, all of these cards to me are basically saying, as I said in my little summary there when I was introducing the tarot for today, that what we are, with this Eris point energy, like what we are fighting back against with this Jupiter energy as well. Jupiter ruling wisdom, Jupiter ruling truth. Sagittarius is about freedom. It's like we've come to a point where we can no longer go on in any type of like with the blindfold on. Like we have to pull the wool off from our eyes. Like we have to be able to see the truth and to see what's really going on and to acknowledge reality. We also have Saturn in the sign of Pisces right now, right? Like it's time to take accountability. It's time to call a spade a spade. It's time to recognize things for what they are, and it's time to be willing to fight to defend like our authentic truth and our right to know the truth, and to have the accurate information, and to have the clarity, and to have the understanding of what's going on, so that we can make these good choices that will lead us to these more fulfilling experiences as a result of us having a greater understanding of ourselves, understanding of the world around us, and being able to like authentically find our place in this universe that is like a magnet for the vibration that we are holding internally. So that's kind of what I'm saying, you guys, for this reading for the tarot cards today. Like we're fighting for truth, because that is what's going to bring us this true sense of soul happiness as we are moving towards this new age, this new paradigm, which wants us to come into the truth of our purpose and destiny, and therefore be able to experience these levels of fulfillment on these greater levels, the Two of Cups energy. Okay, let's grab one more card now, you guys. God, Spirit, Universe, can we have please some guidance, advice, just a message, a mantra that we can use as we're going through this day today, as we're starting this week. These are synchronicity cards. They are by Janice Shellman. They are just little words of guidance and advice from God, Spirit, Universe. And I'm not surprised to see this card coming out today. It says drink of inspiration. And with this Jupiter energy, like, that is so much where we're at right now. There is just this like divine inspiration going on, and we are a part of it. This return, like I said, return of the light, return of hope, return of faith. As cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a far country. It's exactly what I'm saying. That's where we're at. We're like these weary souls after all this Chiron energy and the Eris point and the full moon, and good news is, or cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a far country. This is like a perfect description of the energy. You thirst spiritually when you lack joy, peace, inspiration, confidence. Literally everything that we've been talking about. Claim the living waters of the Almighty flow through you as wisdom, truth, beauty, and joy, harmony, power, and love. Accept this all as your own, and you will then draw from the spiritual waters all you need to give sustenance to your soul. So that's kind of what's happening for us with this Jupiter energy coming through. I do feel like that is the perfect card to describe where we're at and what we have going on in this energy right now. So that's what I'm going to say today, you guys. Drink of inspiration. We've got the good news coming through. We've got the good vibes coming through. We've got the healing energy coming through, helping us to remember who we are. We are on this hero's journey, right? We are becoming our own hero, and universe is coming through this week to remind us of that through whatever is transpiring for us. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, a message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think they would like this kind of astrology, be into this type of content as well. Leave me comments. So grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know how this energy is working out for you guys, how it's affecting you. I really appreciate knowing what's going on with you guys as well. I've got a Facebook page, Facebook group, website in my website, Instagram, other social media stuff in my description box below. Sorry, I haven't been posting over there over this past couple weeks. I've just had a lot going on. I'm gonna try to get back to posting over there. I don't know, maybe later this week. We'll see, but I will again. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is our exact Sun-Jupiter conjunction. Venus is also entering the sign of Gemini and will be forming a trine to Pluto. Tomorrow is a really great day, very powerful day. Very much empowering us. Again, Venus, like in trine to Pluto also, while we've got the moon at the galactic center and Jupiter and the sun coming into exact conjunction. You don't want to miss tomorrow's report. There's going to be a lot of astrology to talk about and very good astrology. So I'll be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. I will see you then, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And until tomorrow, bye.